What's up folks, I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure. Hope you are all having a wonderful week. In today's video we have come up to the stunning North Cliffs of Cornwall and you can see in the background there our little van. Now that little van has featured quite a lot over the years on the channel, but we've never really given you a detailed look at the van. And over the last few months, we've had quite a lot of viewers asking for that. So we thought, with me being injured, not being able to run because of that ankle sprain, it would make perfect sense to do a video like that now. So she may be small and pretty basic inside, but we love her and we have created some awesome memories traveling in that van. So let's dive into the video and give you a tour of our little adventure bus. So the van is a 2006 Ford Transit Connect long wheelbase high top. We bought it back in 2019 and it had 117,000 miles on the clock. Unfortunately, it was owned by a builder before us, so it's definitely in need for some TLC, but it did come with a full service history. Also, it had a couple of really good features when you're going to convert a van into a camper. So it came with a really good alarm and it had deadlocks on every door. Unfortunately, where the van had spent most of its life on a building site over the years, the bodywork wasn't in great condition, had quite a few scratches, quite a few dents, but also the previous owner had sign written the van, and when he came to remove that sign writing, they pulled a lot of lacquer off the bonnet, off the roof and off the back doors. Luckily for me, I've got a good friend who works as a car sprayer, so we rushed it into him and we got the bonnet sprayed, we got the front of the roof sprayed, and we got the doors sprayed. Now the outside was looking a lot better, we had to focus on the inside and the back of the van. Being a builder's van, I think it was covered in every building material known to man, from cement to concrete to sawdust to oil. So several hours later and lots of elbow grease, the back of the van was looking a lot cleaner and it was ready for the refit. When it comes to fitting out the van, we were lucky enough to find someone locally just up the A30 in Truro that would do the job for a really good price. So we drove the van up there and we got him to insulate the van, soundproof the van, board it, carpet the walls, put some nice carpet on the ceiling, some really hard wearing flooring down, and to install some really handy little LED lights. So the van was really starting to take shape. When it comes down to storage in the van, again, we found a guy locally on Facebook. I gave him a call, he told me to pop the van up, he measured up. I went back a week later and hey presto, our cabinet was made at a really good value price as well. A coat of paint, a bit of creativity from myself and Liga, covering it in our old race numbers, and we had some storage in the van. A great little space to store all those camping essentials nice and safe and sound. We then added a few little stretchy nets on the wall just for a bit of handy and practical storage. Next on the list when it comes to fitting out a van as a camper is the bed and the sleeping situation. Obviously you're going to be spending a lot of hours sleeping in your van, so that bed needs to be comfortable, and this is where the magic happens. So we wanted to make the seating and the bed situation as flexible as possible, so we thought the best option was a rock and roll bed. Rock and roll beds can be extremely expensive, so we managed to find one on eBay at a really competitive price. It was a bit of a gamble, we didn't know how good it was going to be, we didn't know the build quality, but when it arrived we were actually really surprised. I've got a really good friend Martin who's super handy with his hands, and he fitted the bed for us, and it is actually attached to the chassis of the vehicle, so it is super secure. It was definitely a big risk when it comes to this bed. We hadn't tried or tested it, we had no idea how comfortable it was going to be when we bought it, and to be fair, we hadn't even slept on it before we went away on our first trip in the van, and that first trip was a month traveling around Europe. So definitely a gamble, but the gods must have been shining down on us, because this is one of the most comfortable beds I've ever slept on. So the main reasons that we wanted to do this van tour video was, one, because a lot of viewers had asked to see the van in a bit more detail, but also we wanted to highlight, when it comes to getting a van and kitting it out as a camper, you don't have to spend a fortune. It really can be done on a budget if you're careful. So like we said, the van definitely needed some care, love and attention, but it did have that full service history, and we picked it up for the bargain price of £1,500. When it comes to kitting it out, so the insulation, the soundproofing, the carpet, these handy lights and the flooring, having them installed was only £600. When it comes to the cabinet, sourced it locally, only 130 quid to get that cabinet made, and then just a few hours by us to make it look pretty. And then you have the bed, this awesome rock and roll bed. It was definitely a gamble. We didn't know the quality of it. We didn't know how good it was going to be, but now knowing how comfortable this bed is to sleep in and how practical it is, for £600, it's an absolute bargain. And then the bodywork, the spray work to the outside of the van, luckily having a good friend, I only spent £400 getting that spray work done. So all in all, the van has only cost us just over £3,200, and now we've got this great little van to go away and have running adventures in. So you really can get that small, simple camper van setup done on a budget. It makes the perfect van for weekends away or weekends away racing. But if you're happy with a simple life while you're away traveling, then this van can take you a lot further for a lot longer. The first trip we actually did in the van was our honeymoon, and we'd wanted to travel around Europe for years and years, and we'd kept putting it off. So we thought the honeymoon gave us the perfect excuse to fulfill them dreams. On that trip, we drove over 5,000 miles. We visited 16 different countries, and we had some amazing adventures along the way and created some awesome memories. We actually filmed while we were away and created a short road trip series that's up on the channel. So if you wanted to see how the van got on that trip and to see some of the amazing places that we visited, then they're well worth a watch. I personally think it's some of the best content that we made for the channel, but it's probably some of the least viewed content. So I've left links in the description, guys. Definitely click on them links, show them videos some love and give them a watch. While we were away on that Euro road trip, we realised that there's still a few things that we need to add to the van to make it a really practical van. The first one being storage. So what we're going to do first up, underneath the bed, there's a lot of space under that bed. So we are going to put in a nice practical big drawer. So to pack all them camping essentials in a nice sliding drawer, a really useful space under that bed. Another space that's not utilised to its maximum potential is just above the front seats. So again, a bit of extra storage. There's already a little shelf here, but we're going to extend this out so we've got a bigger area of storage above the front seats. And last but not least, we are going to put a solar panel on the roof of the van, and we're going to install a leisure battery inside. So some sockets, some USB charging points. So when we're away traveling, we can charge devices up, but we can also edit and upload videos along the way. So that is a wrap on our short van tour video, guys. Really hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it useful. But I also hope that it's inspired you to think about having your own road trip adventures. Hopefully the world will allow us to get back out there traveling again very soon. But my biggest bit of advice is, if you've been having dreams of European road trips, trips around Europe or trips around any other part of the world, and you've been putting them off for years like we did, don't put them off any longer. Go out, get yourself a van, get kitted up and get out on that open road and have yourself some adventures. We really did have an amazing time on our European road trip, and we went to some incredible places and created some amazing memories. But it also made us realise that we liked van life and we really liked the freedom that it gave us. We'll definitely be doing some more road trips in the future, and we'll be bringing you guys along for the ride. Really hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, give us a big thumbs up, and don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, get involved, guys, in the comments. Have you got a van that you kitted out as a camper? Do you go away traveling to races? Have you got any advice for our viewers? Let us know down below. You can also follow us on our other social media platforms, whether it be Instagram, Facebook or Strava. I don't know whether you've noticed the new hoodie that I've been modeling in today's video, but a massive mantra of mine when it comes to training and racing is believe and achieve. I personally think a lot of running comes down to mindset, and if we believe we can run a certain time and set a PB over 5k, or if we can believe we can push our bodies hard over a certain distance, then we've got a much better chance of achieving it. So I've had it put on hoodies and t-shirts. They're available at Run4Adventure.uk. Some real premium hoodies and some premium t-shirts available in lots of different colorways. It is a great way of supporting the channel, so they're definitely worth going and checking out. But for now guys, thanks for watching the video. We'll see you very soon on the channel, and as always, stay safe and keep on running.